So I never thought when I first started electric skateboarding that I would be doing something as crazy as something like this, where strapping in your feet to an electric skateboard, it's like snowboarding, but anytime you want. And let me tell you, it's definitely a fun time. Evolve has taken something to this point, has been a small niche in the e-skate community and brought it to the masses. It's a perfect blend of a mountain board styling with urban street case use scenario. A lightweight, nimble board with great range and performance, allowing you to conquer both the road and the trail. But is this the best case board for you? Let's dive in and find out. Oh. So let us start off with the deck. The carbon fiber Flexi 38-inch deck is actually a very nice standing platform in my opinion. These raised flares on the toe and heel side give you a very, very clear indication of where your foot and heel toe is without using bindings. I actually do really enjoy that situation on there too. It's very, very nice. They did a very good job as far as creating a super flexy deck. I mean, very trampoline-like, but still giving you a nice flex carp. One thing to note though is I am a US size 11 on here, and this right here, if you are using the back plate here to go ahead and use your plant your foot on, you're gonna find yourself hitting the heel and toe of the edge under aggressive carving. I did notice that I did touch my toe a few times under some hard aggressions. All I had to do was just kind of use these visual aids here, which are the binding hole straps, and just move your foot slightly up a little bit. Again, planting your foot kind of in this corner here, toe in this corner, depending on if you're regular. And I did find that it was a much more comfortable ride in that sense, and I wasn't having any issues as far as hitting my toe and nail in there. The carbon fiber flexi deck is like trampoline effect. It's very, very nice, and I'm actually very surprised on how me, at 220 pounds, 100 kilos, I'm able to bounce in this thing without worrying about it. I mean, this thing kind of is bulletproof. The only thing I would be concerned about is the battery enclosure underneath scraping and scratching, but let's get to that in a second. There we go. So again, at my weight of 220 pounds, you can see that this thing can definitely take a beating. I mean, launching off curbs, doing wheelies. This is my first time ever on a electric skateboard with bindings, and I can say that it's definitely a lot of fun. Feeling that locked in sensation like you would feel like if you're snowboarding is just a totally different sensation. I mean, just, whew, a lot of fun. A lot of whoopah action. Whoopah on this. You. Speaking of battery enclosure, let's go ahead and get some of that, oh, gorgeous ASMR on here. Ready for this? People pay good money for this. Oh yeah, that's nice. The nylon glass enclosure is sealed and able to take a beating, they said. So you can hammer this thing down, it will take scratches and dings, but it won't break. It's nearly unbreakable. Now, the good thing about that is that if you are someone that's going off-roading with this, which I strongly suggest, hopping over curbs, trees, branches, and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about this deck taking a beating. You know, it's got that long enclosure inside there, so you're definitely safe in that sense. Now, Evolve has gone with a completely different battery pack setup. So a 12S4P like you would find in the Hayden series, but at this cost, they did a Samsung 50S setup. 20 amp hours of battery power, 846 watt hours of power, just a tremendous amount of battery you get for a 12S4P. So distance and range is definitely there. It's a kick up from the standard 12S4P configuration of their other boards. The benefit of that too is that it still keeps it light and nimble to be able to throw around. This is meant for off-roading use. It's meant for urban commuting. It's meant for that urban street assault. So having that less big batteries in the bulky middle there, whatever it may be, having that ability to just kind of launch this thing around and throw it around, do 180s, hit jumps, all of those things are a massive factor inside of this 12S4P configuration. In my personal opinion, 12S4P or 14S4P is a pretty decent battery these days. I would say that's probably the most perfect option for your daily 2-in-1 setups. It keeps it powerful enough that you can definitely rip around on it, race on it, but also light enough that you're not weighing yourself down or feeling sluggish underneath your feet. Trust me when I say that we definitely all want the best range for our buck, but at what sacrifice? So me personally, not having something super heavy and sluggish underneath my feet when I'm trying to do jumps and things like that, being able to have a 12S4P with the Samsung 50S, I think is a really good step in the right direction. Evolve made a good choice with this. Now moving on to the trucks, this is their first time moving up to a channel truck system. 15.5 inches with the insert springs mechanism inside there. I found that these trucks were incredibly carvy for what they were. This is my first time using a channel truck system on a board. Also my first time using an Evolve system like this as well. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was really enjoying how carvy these were and how snappy it felt underneath the feet. You can add different stiffness settings to this if you want to as well. So it's nice in that sense where you're able to, on the fly, pull this thing apart, swap out some inserts and get yourself a little stiffer settings, or leave it as is and have a really nice, beautiful car with some incredibly good stability. At 15.5 inches, it's definitely a very wide truck setup. So stability is definitely there. So overall thoughts on the Evolve Renegade are as follows. So after having some time playing with the Renegade Evolve, I can say that the bindings are definitely an incredible addition to the e-skate world. I know they've been around for a very long time, but the fact is this is my first time being able to use them, and it has been an absolute joy. Being able to hit curbs, go off jumps, do wheelies, off-roading with the confidence of knowing that the board's not going to slip out from underneath me is an absolute mind-blowing experience. Now the fact that also this board can be used without bindings is definitely an added feature. Having that really nice flexi decks with these beautiful carbon fiber heel toe flares, it is absolutely superb carve-like feel without that. Now let's go ahead and talk about the motors here. 63, 68, 3000 watts each, propels you up to 26 miles per hour, which in my opinion is plenty of power. I very rarely like to go above 32 to 35 miles an hour on any of my boards, so having that in that 26 mile per hour is nice. Corsa mode is off the line, insanely torquey, I will definitely say that. Hold on. I'm in Corsa mode, which is like their highest end mode here. Oh. There is the customizable option inside the remote that allows you to set up what power output, what acceleration output, and braking output you want, which is a really nice feature. I definitely suggest diving into that. One great thing that I also wanted to mention here too is the CNC phase remote from Evolve. Really nice features is that the fact that one, color screen up top there, it's both right hand and left hand capable because you can see the top screen there, so that's great. Has all the information on there as far as your battery percentage, the battery charge on the remote, and other factors inside there with the customizable menu. The good thing about that is that you can go through, change things like your LED lights, your actual settings on the board as well too, making a fully custom mode for you depending on what you like as the rider. And on top of that, trigger system and brake system took a little getting used to, but definitely felt comfortable over time, as you can tell throughout this video. The one thing I do say is that they have this dead man switch on here, which I'm not a huge fan of. I did disable that in there. And the fact is, it's such a very nice, well-rounded remote to have something that does this. Kind of like plasticky, but it does make a really nice audible click. So there's that. So overall thoughts on the entire Evolve Renegade as it stands. It has been an absolute pleasure of a board to ride. I would say that the wide trucks, flexi deck, and the binding options give this board a totally unique feel that I've never felt before on any other skateboard. I know that there are other options out there, but the fact is Evolve was able to take a pretty lightweight package at 34 pounds total and be able to slap some bindings on there, giving you the option to literally use this as an urban street commuter if you wanted to, or go ahead and hit the trails and go off-roading with it as well. I think that they definitely nailed it in that sense. The power output is plenty, up to 26 miles per hour, and the range is questionable for me because it's been freezing cold by me. So I didn't get to do a full range test on this, but they do average anywhere between 25 to 30 miles. Those Samsung 50S cells are definitely large capacity, so you're getting 20 amp hours of power out of a 12S4P is plenty of power for me at 220 pounds to definitely get me in the mid 20s of range with no issue whatsoever. These larger wheels on here might eat a little bit more range, and especially off-roading as well too. You might find yourself needing to go and charge up, but it does come with a 5 amp charger, so it does charge you up very quickly in that sense as well. I would say that Evolve, stepping out of the realm of the hitting series and into the mountain boarding series, this is a very fun board. For able to carve like snowboard, have that strap-in binding setup, and be able to also use it as a regular board without the bindings, I definitely think it's a good option. The phase remote is a great remote. Mind that little rattling there. With my first time using channel trucks and springs on here, it's definitely been a fun ride overall. Super smooth carves, combined with great flexibility of the deck. I can say that it's been a pleasure to ride this entire time. If you guys are looking to pick this up, go ahead and check out that link down below. Use the code that's down there as well too to save yourself 50 bucks off this purchase. And I look forward to you guys seeing the next one. As always, make sure you wear a helmet. Until next time, guys, peace.